I'm so happy and grateful now that money flows to me in increasing quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. Yes, sir! What's going on, family? It's your man, Mr. Law of Attraction, back in the cut for another video. Super excited about this one, transforming your life. We're gonna be hitting all areas: health, wealth, relationships, and most importantly, happiness and peace. I've hit some of these categories, scaling my business to multiple six figures per month, having made over a couple $1 million, and now I have other areas of my life that I'm working on. But in this video, I'm gonna be giving you guys a step-by-step process on how you can transform your life. You could be broke, busted, disgusted, having no dating opportunities, overweight, all this kind of stuff. And by the way, some of these I'm working on. For example, the health one, which I'll be talking about in a little bit, but we're talking about how to transform it, because if you're watching this, you want the best of it. What good is having all the money in the world if you're too overweight, or you're not dating the right girls, or the girlfriend that you have is toxic and dragging you down? So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So we're gonna be hitting all of those categories. So let's start with the most important one, which is probably one you weren't thinking about: detoxing. Gentlemen and ladies that are watching, in order to build a new life, you have to first get rid of the clutter. One of the things that I did when I was working with Bob Proctor, he said sometimes it's not stacking on more things that will have us become more successful, it's getting rid of those old paradigms, those old habits that are holding us back. So how can I get you on a meditation protocol? How can I get you on a visualization protocol? How can I have you going out there and visualizing a new life if your old life is holding you back? So the first step is detoxing. We have to detox your mind, because that, and you've seen this on many times on the channel, your mind is the starting point to all of this. And if it's cluttered with alcohol, drugs, pornography, or toxic relationship, or I'll talk about in a little bit, just giving your energy to women that shouldn't be in your sphere, then it's going to be holding you back. I was speaking to one of my clients, a pretty profitable client. He's paying me $30,000. We've been working closely now for the last year or so. And he was telling me that, yo, D, like, I've been doing the thinking to results. I was doing the program, but I had some things that were going on. I was chasing a lot of women. I was doing a lot of drugs, and it didn't allow me to visualize correctly. I wasn't able to download information from the quantum space, and it held me back. And he's been clean, which has inspired me to make this video. Because guys, if you are constantly drunk, even like, first of all, alcohol is a toxin. Like, that's what you have, that drunk feeling. When have you ever gone out there and had a great night of alcohol and the next day you're ready to conquer the world? Never. You're always hungover. If you're consuming yourself with alcohol and drugs, first of all, that is escapism. How can you have the mental clarity to go out there and build the dream life? In a minute, we're talking about the money, and we're talking about the cars and all the fancy stuff, or just the best relationship and living the life that you want. Maybe you don't want that material stuff. Maybe you want something bigger. You can have whatever you want, like Bob Proctor says. But if you're drinking alcohol, your mind is not clear. You think it is, but think about this. After a night of alcohol and going out, you need 2-3 days to recover, and then you're back in the game. It's Wednesday, Thursday, and then you're out again doing it again. You have to have clarity of mind to build this new dream version of yourself and to completely transform your life. Same thing with the drugs. You have to really ask yourself, brother. I speak to the men, but women, shout out to you as well. What are you distracting yourself from? I know what it is. It's because it's going to be on a category that we're going to cover in a minute. You're distracting yourself from something. So if we're going to want to go to the next level, you're going to have to get rid of that. The next one, the detox one, is toxic relationships. You already saw me make a video about that one. If you are in a toxic relationship with your girlfriend right now, or your boyfriend, cut that shit out right now, or you need to have a strong conversation with this person and put boundaries, because that shit gotta go. Man, I learned this now after my first relationship started off very well for 6 to 9 months, but then the last 3 or 4 months was very toxic. A lot of my energy was going into solving this person and solving the relationship, and not into solving my personal life to transform myself. So if you're in a toxic relationship, I made a video about that already. You got to cut that shit off or have boundaries. Drugs, alcohol, porn, same shit. Like, lust is such a powerful enemy. Like, we have these spiritual powers that God has given us that is allowing us to grow our life. That powerful concepts. But then the devil, the opposition, also has his power. And his number one is lust. He's going to have you lusting over on internet videos. He's going to have you lusting over multiple women. For those of you that are out there, you're doing well for yourself. Or maybe if you're just a good-looking guy, you know what it's like to be dating multiple women at the same time. 3 or 4 girls, or if you're in a place like Colombia, you can have unlimited women, right? I'm telling you, like, as a guy that used to do that shit, you got to cut that out. You can't be giving your energy to these girls that don't add anything to your life. Or if it's a toxic relationship, you're going to have to cut that shit off. So the first step, you're thinking, man, if I want to transform my life, I got to visualize, I got to go start a new business. Nah, bro, you're going to have to detox yourself so you have all the mental energy. Imagine you're going into a video game and you're at half health, you're not going to pass the mission, right? You got to get in there and have full health. Get into the boxing ring with full health. In order to do that, you're going to have to detox your mind. So that's the first step. And I'll be making more videos about how to do that. This is like the nice general video. First step, doing that. Second thing, you're going to have a lot of energy now. You're not wasting it on women. You're not going out all the time. You're not wasting it on alcohol and drugs or pornography. So now you're going to have a lot of energy. And you as a man, mostly men here, we're talking about that semen retention. Maybe you haven't learned how to use that yet. And so there's going to be pent up power. And if you don't learn how to use that positively, sexual transmutation, you're going to go right back to those bad habits. So we're going to have to transmute that energy. So what are we going to do? We're going to go into our health now. Now, do I look like the fittest guy? No. I'm going to be honest. I am on my journey right now, which is why I'm talking about this. We're going to have to transmute this energy now to the physical. Now we're talking about our health. I recommend, this is just me. There's a million ways to do it. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing as I'm getting into boxing. I've been in the gym now for many years since I was playing football in high school. But the thing about the gym, I've hired trainers, I've gotten good results, but I always find myself going backwards or not going to the gym. And there's periods where I stop for a while. And I ask myself why. Yes, it's the paradigm, but I ask myself why. And the reason being is because I don't have a goal. Now you might be saying, well, DeAndre, you got to push yourself harder. You got to have a goal to drop weight. But that doesn't inspire me. Remember, it goes back to inspiration and having a C-type goal, a big vision. So what I have found myself doing is boxing. For the last 2 or 3 weeks now, I've been going to, it's literally right in my backyard, boxing classes right here with a private coach. And let me tell you, that has changed my life so much, because how you do one thing is how you do anything. The times where I don't want to go to boxing, I do it anyways. God, I feel so much better afterwards. I'm transmuting that energy. And another reason that I like this boxing for the health category here is because boxing is, and MMA or any of these kind of sports here, what you do in your personal life will also affect how you are in the ring or with your coach. For example, if you're out there, you just had sex an hour before practice, you just had a cheeseburger and you didn't get that good night's sleep, you're going to feel that shit in practice and you're going to be wishing you didn't, because I know that's how I feel. I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't eat that. Damn, I wish I didn't do that the night before, because I feel that in the boxing ring. So what that requires me to do, if I want to get better at the sport, which I'll talk about in a second, it makes me get my personal life in order as well, so I can be better in the boxing ring, which is why I'm loving boxing right now. It's giving me a goal. Every day I'm getting better. Every day I'm punching faster. Every day my footwork is getting better. I'm just getting better and better and better. And I love it because I see the progress, and that's what human beings need. You need progress, which we'll talk about in another category when it comes to happiness and peace. You need to have progress in your life. And this is why I love boxing. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to do it here in Colombia. I'll do it when I get back to Miami or wherever I am. I've been loving boxing. So whatever you do, whether you decide to do boxing or get in the gym or hire a personal trainer, whatever you decide to do, we're going to have to take that energy that you've been dispersing on alcohol, porn, drugs, toxic relationship, and endless women, and we're going to have to transmute that sexual energy into a physical thing, getting your body in order. Now, I've lost some weight. I don't have a six-pack ab, but we're going to keep working on it. And the point is progress and transformation. Boom. So we talked about detoxing. Boom. First step. Now we've transmuted that energy. Oof. And we're going to put that into a physical thing such as boxing. And I told you the benefits of that. Now that you got done with your boxing workout, you're going to feel good. That's what I feel. I feel good. I went to boxing today. I feel good about myself. I feel good about what's going on. Now we're going to get to the money part. You thought money was going to be first. Nah, that's going to be the third one here. Now we're going to get to the money because you're feeling good. You just got a good workout. You're feeling good about yourself. And how you do one thing is how you do what? It's how you do everything. So now that same energy, that same discipline you just built in your sport, you're going to take that to the money. Now, you're going to get into your business now, and you're going to have to go out there and make some content. Do your sales call. This is where our program comes into play. So by the way, if you are running a business right now, I highly recommend checking out the links in the description below. I have 2 programs in there that can help you with the money part. I have my school group, which is originally my Quantum Leap program, helping people quantum leap their life. That's a school group, a couple $100 a month. Or for those of you that are running 6-figure businesses, you book a call with me and we work together one-on-one. That's a little bit more expensive, but this is what I've been doing for 5 years, over 500 clients. But in this money category, this is where I would give my clients thinking into results. This is the same Bob Proctor program that I used to sell when I was working for Bob for 2 years. This is getting your money paradigm right, because money is a language. Speaking the language of money. If you're not earning the money that you want because you're stagnant, you wanted to transform your money, it's not about working harder. It's about understanding how money works. Money is a frequency. Like if you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted that Bob Proctor video on Instagram. That you have to get on the frequency of money. You have to speak the language of money. I was broke for so many years, no matter how hard I worked. I was working, I remember when I was in Miami, I was working 10-hour days working at those Starbuckses. I was sleeping in my car for a while. I used to pirate courses, so I had all these courses from all the gurus online. And no matter how many courses I took, no matter how many hours I worked, no matter how many businesses I tried, I failed at probably 8 by the time I found Bob Proctor. Nothing was working for me. And then I learned what Bob's talking about right here. Look, he even has the money sign right there. He taught me the language of money. And I went literally from $100 in my account to $100,000 per month in personal profit in less than 45 days. And the following month, I made $250,000. That was within 90 days. How do I go from $100K a month to $250,000 a month in 90 days? That's insane. And I didn't do it just once, I did it twice. And it wasn't just me. I've taught it to 500 people. And it wasn't just me, because all of Bob Proctor's people in the company got transformations as well. Why? Because we started to learn the language of money. We took that discipline that we had in our fitness and we transmuted it to our money. We started getting our money paradigm right. But I have a lot of videos talking about money on the channel. But if you want like fast, like straight to the point, not watching a bunch of YouTube videos, that's why I have programs. What programs do is helps you collapse time and space so you can get that shit done faster, not wait 6 months or a year of trial and error and figuring out yourself. So now that's why money comes in third. And I always had disciplines in my life that transmuted to my money. Okay? So now you got your detox. You got your health in order. Now you're making some money. What are we going to do after that? Now we're going to go into our peace and happiness. And this is an important one that a lot of people don't talk about, especially on social media when it comes to men. Your men, you're supposed to be strong and everything like that. But at the end of the day, you want to have some peace, bro. You know that feeling when you lay down at night and you have all these worries, you have all these anxieties, and you're wondering if it's going to work out, if the money's going to come, if the idea is going to come, if you should go this route or you should go that route. Man, that's tiring. Wouldn't you want to wake up and be fucking excited about life? That's what Bob Proctor says in lesson 1 of Thinking Through Results. You got to get up and get excited about your life. I want you to answer this question. Did you get up this morning excited about life? Like, hell yeah, let's go, another day to get after it. If you're not feeling like that right now, that's okay. But how long do you want to stay like that? Because without changing that frequency, you're just going to keep living the same cycle. In order to raise yourself to a new frequency, you're going to have to get up and be excited about life. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to find that peace and happiness? The first one is you're going to have to get a clear vision, man. Where is it that you're going? We talk about this in our first lesson in our program. Where is it that you're going? Your C-type goal. Going after a fantasy. What is it that you want? How much money do you want to make? Basically, everything we're talking about in this video is a C-type goal. How would you like to live? What would you like your body to look like? What would you like your business to look like? How much money would you like? What would your lifestyle look like? What would your relationship look like? Right? You create a fantasy of what that would look like. You get excited about life again. When you go after something that you truly want, not what you think you want, but what you truly want, we call that a C-type goal. I've made videos about this before. So now you're going after there with a vision, and you're going to start to have purpose, and a purpose builds purpose builds consistency. It builds steadfast energy. You start to become emotionally stable because you know where you're going, and nothing can take you off your rockers because you know exactly where you're going. When you have purpose, when you have a vision, when you're going after something that you truly want that's in your heart, let me tell you, you're going to have more peace than anything. Another thing to help you add to peace, something that a lot of my clients, especially my 6-figure clients, the guys that have been making 6-figure for some time, they started working with me. And even the client today, he reminded me, and I wanted to bring up a couple stories back on this idea of peace, is that sometimes peace can just be being able to navigate your emotions throughout the day. The same things that used to piss you off or make you sad or make you upset or give you anxiety, they don't give you that anymore. Because you start to be more at home here in your heart. You know everything's working out. You know all the spiritual powers are on your side. That's a powerful force that most people don't talk about. A lot of times they're going throughout their day sad, depressed, anxious of just things going on. Who wants to live like that? That's not what life's for. And back on the idea of frequencies, what are you going to attract into your life when you're feeling like that? You're not going to be attracting good things. That's the frequency that you're on. So sometimes just having that peace of mind, just knowing that everything is working out because you know yourself, you know what's going on here, you know what's going on outside. How do you gain that? It goes back to the program. I don't know. Like, I'm just telling you what I did. Everything I did came from working with the programs that I have with Bob Proctor. So I'm sure there's a million other ways to do it, but this is just how I did it. When I started learning these programs, it started changing my life, especially like how I would deal with anxiety or businesses going out, people robbing me, or bad things would happen. I would just have peace knowing everything would work out. And that's you can't put a price on peace, right? So that's the category of peace. Now we're going to go into our relationships. Now this is an important one. This is one that is also very universal, depending on you as a person. I talk about it. There's three different categories. I'm talking to men here mostly. For women, it's different. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not a woman, so I can't talk about it. But basically, with men, there's three types of men that want to build their dream life and transform their life. So let's talk about the first one. The first one is he wants a wife, right? Or he already has a wife. So you're going in there and you just want that wife. You want that one girl to call yours. That one that you're going to marry, the one that's going to be by your side, the one that you're going to build with, the one that you're going to love for the rest of your life, right? You can go and you can use these materials to go out there and build your dream life. There's a second one where he just wants a girlfriend, right? He just wants to have a girl, doesn't want to take anything serious. He's building his life and he's just having fun with one girl, takes her serious, but it's more of a girlfriend. And the third type of guy is the guy that I understand these guys. I don't particularly promote it. It actually goes against what I talk about in Detox. There's certain guys that just want to have multiple women. You started making some money now. Maybe you want to date 2 or 3 girls at the same time. You want to be on a date every 2, 3 dates on the weekend. That's totally fine. Whatever that is, you can do that when you get your mind right. And I want to keep on this idea of dating, because think about this, man. You know, I wish I learned this because nobody really talked about this. When I started making some money, right, I'm living in Miami, I'm living in Dubai, I'm living in Colombia, I'm living in these places, I'm making good money, and I'm just dating girls, right? Beautiful women, but I didn't set standards for myself. So sometimes the girl didn't offer me anything other than being pretty. And I want you to be honest from my side, I stopped doing that. Get off the dating apps. Because the girl that you're going to want to share your energy with, both spiritually, mentally, and physically, bro, you want to make sure she gives you something back. Having great conversations, talking about life, talking about business, just good feminine energy. Don't just sleep with her just because she's hot, bro. You're not going to gain anything from that. Think about this. It goes back to sexual transmutation. Every time you sleep with a woman, you're either adding or taking away. And if you don't have any type of connection or relationship or value exchange, you're actually losing, bro. Think about that. When you give her your seed, she's walking away with your creative energy. She's the one walking away with all that energy to go out there and build your life. She's the one that's gaining everything. And here you are laying in bed ready to go to sleep. You're ready to conquer the world? No, bro. Like we gotta see ourselves from a higher self-image. We gotta see ourselves from a higher frequency. So whether it's your wife, whether it's your girlfriend, or whether it's the women that you're deciding to, socialize with, multiple women on the weekend, whichever route you want to take, bro, just make sure she's a high quality woman. When you're doing something with her, if that's the route you want to go, or if you want to be celibate, it's up to you. I'm just talking about the guys that aren't doing that. Man, make sure she's adding to your life. And guess what? She ain't going to be on a dating app. A high-quality woman, she's going to make you work for it. She's not necessarily like taking her out on trips and shit like that. Be careful of that stuff, because that shit can be toxic as hell. But just like she's not going to just give herself up easily. And sometimes some of you quit because, oh, she didn't give it up easy. But bro, sometimes that's the quality one. Make sure she's good here intellectually. She's good here spiritually. And she's also physically nice as well, so that you're not just giving away your energy. So whichever route you choose, whether it's the girlfriend, if you already have a wife, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't got to worry about this. But guys, that is a big, big toxic thing that a lot of guys, they're trying to transform their life, make more money, and do all these stuff, but yet they're giving their energy to all these girls that are actually sucking it away. Go back to that quote that Bob Proctor said. To go to the next level in your life, so to transform your life, it's not about stacking on more things. You're watching a bunch of YouTube videos on how to get your business right and reading more books, but sometimes it's not stacking more things on, but getting rid of the things that are lowering your frequency, which I've already talked about. And relationship is a massive one. So either lock in as a man and just don't talk to anybody, don't associate with any women, which I like to date girls. I'll be completely honest. Like locking in is more like me Monday through Saturday, and then on the weekend I'll see some girls or whatever like that. Like that's much better. I like that. It is what it is. But whatever it is that you do, make sure she's a high quality woman. I'll make some videos about how to do that and how to know she's toxic and the good girls to do. Because you start making some money, the guys didn't guide you on how to do that. They think you just go with any girl. No, bro. Protect your energy, protect your mind, protect your spirit. Make sure you're doing things good. But if you follow this, you'll transform your life. And I'm going to have to make YouTube videos explaining every one of these so you can follow the protocol. You do all of this, and then you stack on this mindset material with Bob Proctor and thinking through results, what we give to our clients. Man, it's inevitable. You'll quantum leap your life, and you'll look back in 90 days like Bob Proctor said to me. You'll need a telescope to look back at your life. Add some of these things in. Try to add all of them if possible. If not, I'll be guiding you through the YouTube channel how to transform your life in all of these categories, because why not? Best life to do it. Go out there, make it happen. If you like this video, subscribe below. If you want to work with me or get access to the program so you can apply it better, links in the description below. See you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.